kitchen anymore.
I'm a bull in the china shop over here. Yeah, it is a Foodie Friday here on Erie News Now Sunrise, and we've got Giselle Luttrell from that delicious coffee shop, the Tipsy Bean on Peach Street here in Erie, live in studio this morning. And Giselle, yeah, it is a Foodie Friday segment, and we've got some food here, but we're focusing on coffee this morning and what's new at the Tipsy Bean.
Right.
Tell us, for the folks at home, what's the big news in your world?
So today we are actually launching our in-house roaster. We are going to be the first in the tri-state area to be offering a completely green roasting experience.
Okay.
So it's an all-electric machine. It's a very, very new to market. It's going to transform the coffee industry because small shops like myself can actually start roasting right in-house. So everyone's going to get to actually see the coffee being roasted, smell it being roasted. So you can actually be a part of that process of everything you're drinking. It's going to be so much more fresh. Just a few days within roast 2 cups. So
well, I'll tell you what, I wish everybody could smell what I'm smelling right now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it looks like we've got a little learning to do, Giselle, as far as the coffee bean goes and how we get from, bean to that delicious drink.
Absolutely.
Bean to brew.
Yes,
yes, bean to brew. We're, the biggest thing in the coffee shop is people not really understanding the differences in coffee or understanding the grinds in the coffee, or they'll come back and say, hey, I bought the beans, but it didn't turn out the same way as I drink it here. Right. So we want to educate everybody how that whole process goes. You're going to start with obviously amazing beans. So come to the Tipsy Bean, get your beans. Then you're going to want a great way to store it, like the air escape. If you want to go ahead, press that down. You'll hear that air. Push it way down.
Oh, wow.
Right, all the way down. Yeah. So you hear that air escape.
I can hear it.
Yeah, so normally you get about 2 to 3 weeks peak freshness when you first buy your beans. Okay. This is going to extend that at least twice as long by taking the air out of it. Yeah, and then you just seal that right up. So a lot of people kind of dispel that the freezer is the best way to do that. Once you take them out of the freezer, though, you've only got about 5 to 6 days of peak freshness to use them. So, because the moisture from the freezer and everything. So you'll want to use those pretty quick. Next step is understanding the types of roasts that you have before you grind. So we have here, this is our green beans. This is what they look like before you've actually roasted them. They have an interesting smell, kind of like peas. Then this is our light roast. So you can see how they look kind of dry. There's not a lot of oils on them. Next is a medium roast. So they start to crack a little bit more. You get a little more aroma out of them. And then the dark roast, you see all those oils on top of the beans and they're really cracked apart. So the funny thing is, most people think the darker the roast, the more caffeine you're getting.
That's
it's
what I would
actually
expect, right?
the opposite. So the lighter the roast, the more caffeine, the less you've extracted out of it.
Oh, wow.
But if you like that punch, you like that roast in the morning, that's going to really wake you up with flavor, you want to go with that dark roast. But if you're looking for a longer extended caffeination time, go with a lighter roast.
Oh, my goodness.
When it comes to the grind, before you brew, you need to know what type of grind you want to have. So this is a burr grinder. This is going to give you the most options for getting the different types of coarseness that you want out of your coffee. We actually sell all of these products in the Tipsy Bean. So if you have more questions on understanding this, feel free to come in.
Straight to the source.
Absolutely. But right here, we've got the 3 different types, generalization. You're going to have your coarse coffee beans. This is what you're going to use for a French press or the cold brew. This is going to be your medium grind. So this is what you're using almost every day. Everybody's brewing from just a regular pot of coffee. And then next, if you happen to have an espresso machine or maybe a mocha pot, you're going to be getting that really fine grind to extract the most out of the coffee to get the strength of coffee out of it.
All right, Giselle, we're going to keep the process going here. When we come back in the next half hour of the broadcast, we're going to go take it one step further from the ground beans to actual coffee. So we're going to do that with Giselle Luttrell from the Tipsy Bean as our Foodie Friday segment. We'll continue coming up.